Hello everyone and welcome to my review of the Super Mario Brothers movie. So the Mario Brothers movie is Mario and Luigi finding their way into the Mushroom Kingdom and meeting up with Princess Peach and, little mushroom guy there, which is pretty cool, Toad, and actually doing what they need to do in order to stop the all-powerful Bowser. Seeing this movie come to screen, it absolutely piqued my interest because who is not a fan or doesn't know about Super Mario Brothers? With all that being said, is this a bad movie? No, it's not a bad movie. Now, is this a movie that's going to blow your socks off like Toy Story or Shrek or Wreck-It Ralph? No, it's not going to do that either. There are a lot of great things about the movie, but there are some things that I think could have been worked on. The nostalgia. So I think it's really big on nostalgia. If you are a Super Mario fan, you're going to love everything about this movie. It weighs heavily on nostalgia, the look and feel, Princess Peach, the Mushroom Kingdom, Toad, Bowser. Everything about this leans on nostalgia, even the way they fight, the sounds. If you are a fan of even not only the Super Mario Brothers video game, but the Super Mario Brothers other video games like Smash Brothers and Super Mario World and Mario Kart, it's got all of that in there for you to at least give you the feels of this world. And it's pretty good. I think it does a really good job making sure to hit those Easter eggs and laying on nostalgia. So for you as a Super Mario viewer or a fan of Super Mario, you'll understand exactly what's going on. Now, the voiceover actors, I know a lot of people talked about the voiceover actors. Honestly, I thought Chris Pratt did a really good job as Mario. I didn't have a problem with it at all. I know some people were like, well, he's not Italian. He doesn't look. It works. It is nothing wrong with Chris Pratt doing Mario. And I think the gentleman that's doing Luigi does a fantastic job as well. And I got to give it up. I'm telling you right now, Jack Black as Bowser steals the movie. Every scene that he is in, it's absolutely amazing. You could really tell he is getting into this character and he does a really fantastic job. I really, really enjoyed Jack Black as Bowser and everybody else that was doing a voiceover acting in the movie as well. But when it comes to these main characters like Mario, Luigi, Bowser, they did a fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic job. The action sequences. So I thought the action sequences were very good, actually. Like I said, the way they do the action sequences, it's very similar to how it is in the video game. They make sure to make it in a way where you're enjoying the action sequence and kind of getting the feels like, oh man, that's cool. Did you notice that Easter egg in the background or how he did that? I mean, they do a really good job. And even when he's going through the Mushroom Kingdom, he's working his way going through the Mushroom Kingdom, through the worlds, you're getting those nostalgia feels. Like I said, it leans on the nostalgia, but the action sequences, like when they're doing the Mario, when they're all in the go-karts and when they're meeting up with in the Donkey Kong Kingdom, it's all so good. So the action sequences in this movie are actually really good. I don't have any problem with it. And I think they work so well because the animation is done. Just the animation is top notch in this. So let's get to that. The animation in this film is stellar. It is stellar. There is nothing wrong with the animation in this film. I mean, they really put some time into making sure they hit that part of this film because it is important. It is important to get the animation right. And we all know what happened when people saw those first views of Sonic the Hedgehog. They were like, oh my God, what are you doing? This doesn't even look like Sonic the Hedgehog. So they really made sure to get the animation right in this film. And I really think they nailed it. They nailed it way out of the park. Say the soundtrack, you'll listen to this. The soundtrack has a lot of 80s songs in it, which, I could understand why it has those 80s songs because Super Mario came out in the 80s, so it makes sense to have some of those 80s vibe music, and you'll definitely hear some songs in there. You're going to be like, oh, okay, I remember that song. I remember that song. There are a lot of 80s tracks in here, and probably because this, came out in the 80s, so they're doing a callback to when this actually really boomed into the world. The end credit scene. So I will say this, when you're watching this film, stay until the very end. Until the very end. Don't leave. Don't get stay until the end. You're going to really appreciate this because what they're doing is they're taking time to build this world. So you want to make sure you stay until the end credit scene so that you can capture that. I don't want to say, well, what's going to happen, but you definitely want to make sure to stay all the way into the end to see what they give you guys. I'll leave it like that. The runtime is short. It's very short for one of the films that you normally have out lately. It's only an hour and a half. And if I start to lean more into the things of the film that I didn't like, I think the runtime could have been a little longer. They could have let it breathe a little more and kind of flesh out that story more. And by fleshing out that story more, it could have had more of a longer runtime. So even though everything, goes through the film, it boom, 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 it doesn't have a lot of downtime. They really get right to it going all the way through the film. I think if there was a little opportunity for it to breathe just a little bit longer, to give it a little more runtime, I think it would have made this movie would have been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic movie. Absolutely, I agree. But that kind of leans into the things in the movie that I didn't like. Because the runtime was not longer, the script did need a little more meat. I mean, look, I'm not expecting this to be Citizen Kane. I'm not expecting this to be Titanic. But, at least with films like Toy Story or Wreck-It Ralph or, with any of these, films, sometimes there just could be a little more meat and potatoes when it comes to the script. Now, granted, this is Super Mario Brothers. Nobody's expecting this to be crazy. It's a video game adaptation. But there are some things that they could have done in just to give it a little bit more. We just needed a little bit more. But I think they were playing it safe in order to make sure they got this first one out. And there aren't many issues because it is a great film. Kids are going to love this film. You're going to love this film looking at it. It just, as the story goes along, you're like, I could have used a little bit more there. And the only other thing about this movie that I didn't like is Mario and Luigi. They're the Super Mario Brothers, but their chemistry together is great on screen. I love it. But there is a good time period in this film where Luigi's not there. They're not together. So I think that hurt the film because their chemistry was so good. They needed to be together more throughout the film and let those two guys go on the journey together, and instead of having them separated in the movie. I think you needed to have them together. I think that it would have been much more of a stronger movie. When it came to certain points later on in the movie, I think they need to be together going through that whole film together. So I'm hoping in the next movie that they focus on having these two guys together, because Chris Pratt and I can't remember the other gentleman's name, really, they had great chemistry. It worked so well. From the very beginning of the movie, you can see it. It's there. Boom, boom. And there's a time period where they split. So those are like the two major things that I thought kind of hurt the film. But overall, look, is this a bad film? No. Is this a great film? No. It's not anything like that, but it is a good film. So if I had to rate this movie, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. So it's not anything that's going to blow your socks off, but I think if they focused on those two things, just take a little more time with the script, and have these two gentlemen together in the movie, this movie would easily be 9 or 10. But clearly, this movie is crushing at the box office. Already made over $500,000 domestically and over $1 billion worldwide. So is there going to be a Super Mario Brothers 2? You can bet your damn dollar there's going to be. And I'm excited for it because they've already laid the groundwork. They can't do anything but go up from here. But anyway, thank you guys so much for that review of Super Mario Brothers. If you like this review, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing a lot more reviews. I'm really behind because I've had a hard time getting to all these, but I've watched a lot of movies in the past week and I got all of this stuff inside me. So you'll be seeing a lot more reviews come up of other movies that I watched that I really just want to talk about. And I'm really excited to talk to you about this. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll be back here with another review. Bye.